Is tipping more of a choice or an obligation? Because a lot of people are taking this tipping business way too serious. Welcome to today's episode of Because I Can. Today I'm here to share my thoughts as always. On this channel, we talk about everyday life issues, and today I am here to talk about the tipping culture in America. I saw a lot of people, I saw Toma doing skit about the tipping culture in America. I didn't take it that seriously until I saw this video online and I'm like, no, we have to talk about the tipping culture in America. First, in a layman's language, let's even know what tipping is. Tipping is that small amount of money that you give to someone for the services that they render. Maybe someone came to deliver something to you and you appreciate their service. You just give them a little amount of money, minus the amount of money that you use to purchase that item. Just saying, thank you, I appreciate you. Or you got in an Uber and the Uber man gives you this very perfect ride and you were like, oh, thank you so much. You handed him a little amount of money. That's what tipping means. Generally, it just means you appreciating someone for something or services that they have done for you. Again, I ask, is it a choice or an obligation? Because out here in America, it's looking like an obligation, especially in a restaurant. A restaurant in America is a place where you don't live without tipping. They said 18% is what you give as tip. 18% of your bills is what you give as tip. So those of you who are mathematician in the house, if you go to a restaurant and you spend $500, so 18% of $500 is what you're going to leave as tip. In the restaurant, it's almost compulsory. When I went on researching about this tip thing, like I said earlier, I'm gonna share a video with you guys shortly. When I watched that video, I'm like, wait, is this tipping thing so serious? Why would someone like that when I'm talking about that video, the guy went like, to me it was absolutely unnecessary, like the way he went about it. Let me pause right there. Do I love to be tipped? Yes. If they don't tip me, will I get frustrated and angry? Maybe, but will I show it that I'm frustrated and angry? Never. And that is when entitlement comes in. People don't know when. I don't know, but if you guys will be the judge of these tipping issues, we'll just be the judge. Is a man right or wrong with the kind of outburst that he put out there? Is he a skit? I hope so. But if it's not a skit, man, to the point that I saw like the man almost like touched the lady because of tip.
Dime to get your groceries and you don't give me a tip, that is not only unethical, but it's not only is it disturbing and unethical, but it's very wrong of you to think that way. You've got a mental brain that doesn't work. And I'm not going to waste my time and breath with you. I'm going to cancel your order right now.
Okay.
Boom, canceled, and you're going to go pick up your own order.
No,
Right?
I'll just get a different shot.
Okay. So you're
You
wasting,
do whatever you have to do.
You're wasting your time.
He's literally wasted his time. Do you realize how you sound? Okay, you sound.
I'd like to find out how it would feel for you to go and do my job and deliver it and then not get tipped. How would you feel if somebody didn't tip you, lady? Answer me. Answer me.
Well, you won't let me talk. So.
Here, why don't I
No,
sense
you're
you?
not gonna. Are
Oh,
you
I'm
serious?
recording
Yeah,
everything.
we're recording
Yeah, you can
everything.
record whatever you
okay?
want.
You're gonna
I really
lose
don't
your
care.
job. You're gonna lose your
You know what?
JLB.
At this point, I don't care because I'm not going to do this. This doesn't work for me.
I put in the
Let me tell you something else.
Accepted the bag.
Let me tell you something else, lady. You Swifty wannabe. You're the only customer that I have had that did not tip me.
I don't tip.
I want you to
anybody.
know that.
I don't tip anybody.
Is that disturbing to you or what?
No, I just don't believe that we should give out
It's funny
free
how
handouts.
every single customer that I've been to has tipped me, and you're the only one that hasn't.
I don't believe in tipping, okay?
Yeah, well, you know
Why
what?
do you need such a handout?
I
Why
don't
doesn't your
believe-
job pay
I don't
you enough?
believe in Swifty wannabes.
Okay, is that all you can say?
Well, I think that's what
I'm
you're
surprised that you can even
trying
lift all that, old man.
to
The entitlement that comes with people who receive this tip, it's, I don't know, it's like way too much. Like I said earlier, tipping is just a way of appreciating someone for the services that they rendered. So I don't think you have the right to tell the person how much the person is supposed to give to you. Someone gives you $1 bill and you're like, it's too small. He gives you $5 bill, you're like, it's too small. Then it's like it's almost an obligation. It's not just an obligation. Like, let's just state, just like in the restaurant, it is already stated that it is 18% of your bill. Let's know the general amount that is okay to tip anyone that render you any service. Let's just put it out there. Which amount is okay or is generally accepted to tip somebody? Because man, the amount of entitlement is becoming too much. As a Nigerian, we are not used to tipping. Do I tip regularly if you ask me? Me, except the Holy Spirit touches my mind, I'm not a tipping person. I'm not used to it. I wasn't like, it's a culture in America. It's something that people do. It's like a goodwill. Like if there's something American or being in America had taught me is an act of giving without expecting anything in return. Like I was wild in the first 2 years that I came here and I saw how kind people are. People that don't know you from Adam will be so nice to you, and you're thinking, wow, so yeah, we have this set of people on this planet. Like we don't know. Like back where I come from, you have to do something for someone to be able to appreciate you. Like nothing, we just hear it, nothing goes for nothing. That's the general language that we have. Nothing goes for nothing as a Nigerian. But out here, I saw a total stranger who is willing to just bless you. Unfortunately, I'm a healthcare worker, so we are not in the field where we are being given tip. But if tip was involved in our job, will I be happy? Of course. Who doesn't like free money? We all like free money. Who does not like thank you? But the kind of appreciation that we get as a healthcare worker is thank you so much for taking care of me. Thank you so much for making me just worry about my illness alone, not me worrying about how if the people out there is going to be kind to me. You made my stay in the hospital very easy. You made my stay in the hospital a home away from home. And trust me, that goes a long way. It's just this kind of thing that fuels you, that you want to do. You just want to give your 101% as a healthcare worker. But again, if you work in a field where tip is appreciated, try and give tip. But again, let me make an excuse. There are some people who tipping is not their thing. You want, like, you can't take it away from them. Even in as much as is a culture in America, tipping is not their thing. They feel that I pay for that goods, I pay tax on it, and you're doing your job. That job of delivery is a job. It's a 9 to 5 job that you're doing, and you're being paid. Why should I still tip you? That's how some people think. And another thing is that we all know that we don't get paid handy. Like we don't get paid cash. We all get paid through direct deposit. So most times you might not even have cash at home when those things are being delivered. But if you're going to a restaurant, trust me, you're still going to make conscious effort. Well, you're paying with your card. You can also tell them to take out the tip from your ATM. So it's that easy. But sometimes we know that when once you're home, someone press your doorbell and you open the door, it's cash. I can't hand you my bank card. So most time, I'm just making excuses. Most time, maybe the person does not have cash at home. And you do not expect me to just drive out to just go get cash just because I want to tip you. So those people who work in a field where tipping is allowed or tipping is appreciated, please take it easy on those individuals who do not believe on tipping or might really want to tip but do not have cash at home. There's no need for you to be so entitled. No one owes you anything, and especially when you are being paid for a job. Tipping is an appreciation. To me, it's a voluntary action, because right now, like I said earlier, it's beginning to look like an obligation. It shouldn't be an obligation. It should come from the depth of anybody's heart who really feel like, oh, I love your services. I love the way you guys, I love your packaging. I love the promptness of your delivery and all of that. And I feel you deserve a tip. When I went online to research on this tip issue, I saw that so many people said it is disrespectful not to tip, especially in a restaurant. Like I said, it is 18% of your bill that you give as tipping. And just for some reason, you don't like the services or you don't like the food, you still cannot walk out of that restaurant without tipping. You might not tip the 18% that is expected of you. You might choose to tip 15% or 10%, but you don't have the option of walking out of the restaurant without tipping. So most time in a restaurant, waiters see it as disrespectful not to tip. Just in case you don't know, whenever you're going to a restaurant, if you don't believe in tipping, please don't go to the restaurant so you don't get embarrassed, because I read that the waiter can run after you to demand for their tip. I am sure nobody wants to be that embarrassed. Another question, is tipping considered rude? In some parts of the country, tipping is considered rude because the person who is receiving the tip, it's like the person is lower than you. So you who is giving the tip is like you're looking down on the person who you're tipping. Basically, the person is beneath you, is poorer and all of that. So if you hand a tip to such person in such part of the world, the person is going to look at you in a certain kind of, well, who do you think I am? Do you think I'm poor? That's why you're trying to help me with the little amount of money. It's like something that is highly appreciated in one place. You can get beaten or get slapped for doing the same thing in another place. So make sure you know where you are. Wherever you are, is tipping appreciated? If it's appreciated, make conscious effort to tip. If it's not appreciated, please do not get slapped for trying to say thank you for your good services. Another thing that I came across while I was searching for this tipping thing is someone asked, why is tipping culture so big in America? Like they say in the 1800s, the Americans who traveled abroad saw the tipping thing and thought that it was a good thing to mimic from their sisters and brothers from Europe. So that is how they were able to bring it to America. They felt it's a good thing. Like if somebody does something nice to you, it's okay for you to just give them a little amount of money in appreciation. But no matter what, my biggest problem is that let's not add entitlement to this issue of tipping, because most times, for the fact that I ordered something doesn't mean that I'm rich. It might just be the last money that I have, or it might just be that I do not have cash at home and that's why I'm not able to tip you. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Where you live, is tipping appreciated? Is tipping a culture in your place? Is it something that you are willing to do? Like me, I'm an I don't know. Let me leave it and say, let me just leave it at I'm an African. I don't think tipping is a culture in our place. We just feel that when once you are being paid for your job, you should do it and be happy and contented with what you are being paid from the job. You should not be expecting extra cash from other people. But like they say, if you are in Rome, you have to behave like a Roman. So right now we are struggling so hard to get involved or try to get used to this tipping culture in America. Is it a culture shock? Yes. At first, when I was tipped, I was surprised because, like I said earlier, I'm not used to it. Do I love the tip? Yes. Let me know your thoughts about the issue of tipping. Do you think the young man went too far, or it is within his right to react the way that he did? For me, it was too confrontational. It was too frustrating for me to watch. It was even if he was within his rights, I think that he took it too far, and that is the highest sense of entitlement. And I do not like entitled people, because in the real sense, no one owes you anything, especially when you are being paid for your services. The only place, like I said earlier, that is almost compulsory, it's not optional, it's almost compulsory, it's like an obligation, is the restaurant. So if you're not working in the restaurant, please don't come and stress anybody up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode.